Hey everyone, my name is Janina, for those of you guys that don't know me, and I am so excited to be chatting with y'all about intermittent fasting. We're going to go over a little bit of what it is, how to do it, how our journeys have gotten. But first of all, I just want to shout everybody out that was on our this month's intermittent fasting challenge. Jen, you look amazing. Everyone's looking so good. So if you guys were joined in this month, I'd love for y'all to let us know in the comments how it's going, who is on there, because we want to cheer you on and we want to make sure that we're acknowledging all of the amazing people that have been a part of this challenge. So first, we're going to start off with a little game because I like to have fun and get to know everybody. I'm going to switch my screen over so that I can see as many of your beautiful faces as possible, so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself, but we are going to play Never Have I Ever quarantine edition. So think back to the time that quarantine started, which was like around Marchish of last year. Okay. So think back to the last year. You can do 5 fingers up and we're going to play Never Have I Ever. I have 8 things. So I'm going to have a couple extra things just in case I don't get you in the first 5. I'm going to probably get you in the last 3. So I want you guys to put one hand up. And every time you have done one of these things, I want you to put a finger down if you've done one of these things, okay? So again, this is in the last year or since like March-ish. The first one is never have I ever gotten hangry. Okay. The second one is never have I ever stopped at a gas station to get an unhealthy snack. Okay, I do that sometimes when I'm in a hurry. So the next one is never have I ever stopped to get fast food. Next one is never have I ever grabbed a midnight snack. This is going to show who my night owls are. All right, next one is never have I ever snapped at my husband or kiddos because I was hangry. Okay, been there. Next one is never have I ever binged and ate after I was full. Okay, Thanksgiving doesn't count. I'm just going to put it out there. Thanksgiving doesn't count. Anything other than Thanksgiving. Okay, next one is never have I ever eaten because I was bored. Okay, and then the last one is never have I ever felt like food controls me. Has anybody ever felt that? Like food controls you? That's the last one. Okay. So how many of you guys still have, how many fingers do you have up? Show me in the comments. How many of you guys still have up? I love to see that. 0. Okay. Yeah. Lots of 0s, 2s. I see some 1s as I was scrolling. Basically, if you said yes to any of those things and you've done those things, this challenge is for you, because what intermittent fasting is all about is no longer letting food control you and being able to say, okay, I'm eating this because it's nourishing my body, not because I'm bored, not because I'm hangry, not because I think that it's time to eat right now, so I probably need to eat something, but really because you are listening to your body, you know what those cues are, and you know when you're hungry. So for me, I started intermittent fasting a few months ago, kind of on and off. I wasn't really consistent. I took the weekends off, which weekends are not a special occasion, as I like to say. That's still a part of normal everyday life. So I was taking the weekends off and just being really inconsistent with it. And I decided when this challenge started, about 2 weeks before the challenge started, when we were in the planning phases of everything, I said, you know what? I'm going to commit and I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to do this. No more late night snacking, no early morning eating or anything like that. And in the last, since like mid-November, I'm down 20 pounds. I didn't do inches, so I don't know exactly how many inches I'm down, but lost almost 20 pounds. And I mean, like the fit of my clothes are totally different. So I have so much belief in this, and I know that this is something that can work for you guys. So I want to talk a little bit about what intermittent fasting is and what it's not. And first, I want to start with what it's not. It is not starving yourself. Okay. That's one of the biggest misconceptions. When I first started, I was like, well, of course people are going to lose weight if they're not eating, like, duh, of course you're going to lose weight. But what's going to happen when you start eating again? You're just going to gain the weight back. And I was just not a believer in it. And I I didn't want to have an unhealthy relationship with food where I'm like, okay, food's just bad and eating is bad and all that stuff. And so I wanted to look inside myself and make sure that I was doing it for the right reasons. So I did a little bit of research on why intermittent fasting works and why this is something that's beneficial for your body. So basically, anytime that you eat something, it takes about 6 hours for your body to fully go through the digestion process. Once your body has gone out of the digestion process, it's like, okay, so now that we're done digesting and we've put in all this work, what can we do now? And so your body goes into fat burning mode because it's trying to use something for fuel since there's no longer any food in your system for it to use as fuel. So your body is burning fat for fuel. Who's excited about that? I know that's exciting when you're burning fat while you're doing nothing, right? You're not exercising or anything. You're just burning fat at rest. And then the other thing that's really cool, and probably Steph is going to talk a little bit more about this because she's my like scientific, knows everything person. But the really cool part is when your body is done digesting, it can really focus on the areas that your body needs to heal. And so a lot of times people will use intermittent fasting not just for weight loss, but even with like autoimmune issues or headaches or chronic back pain. I've heard of people using it for that because your body is starting to regenerate its cells and is starting to heal the parts of your bodies that need it because it's no longer needing to focus on digestion. So I thought that that was really cool. And once I learned about that, I was like, you know what? This is something that I can see why it's beneficial, not just from a weight loss standpoint, but from a day-to-day, life-to-life standpoint, giving your body a break and letting it rest so that you can, so that it can heal itself is really cool. And then, of course, the fat burning part is awesome as well. And all of us that have been in the challenge have been losing weight. I think the last I heard was collectively there was over 5,000 pounds lost. Is that right, Jen?
Uh-oh, I think you muted yourself.
Thank you. But if somebody knows, yeah, go ahead and share in the comments. Do you know, anybody know off the top of their heads how much weight we lost collectively as a group?
Well, right now it's at 5,000 at the halfway mark. So everyone's knitting as we speak. So there's 4,500 people. I'm guessing like at the minimum 15,000 pounds.
Yeah. And that's just reported so far, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. So it's something that works. It's something that I have belief in. And honestly, I've tried it before without taking Plexus products, and it's not impossible, but Plexus products make it so much easier to have that control over your cravings. Also, like, I'm somebody who tends to struggle with blood sugar levels and being on the lower side of the blood sugar levels. And so having Plexus and having a pink drink and being able to utilize these tools to keep me going throughout the day has really helped. Metaburn has been a game changer for me as far as hunger control and also weight loss. That's been, I think, probably one of the biggest secrets to the weight loss aspect, and especially the belly fat. Like, if you guys, after this call, scroll through my stories or look through my page, like, that's where I've been losing the most, which most of us know your belly fat is the hardest part to lose, right? So it's been absolutely amazing using Metaburn for that. And then another product that I've seen and is our meal replacement / protein shake. And that's really what I break my fast with, because when I first started doing intermittent fasting, I was like, oh my gosh, it's time to eat. Like, let's have everything in the whole house. And, it doesn't work that way. And you don't necessarily deny yourself of eating meals. Like, you're still going to be intaking all of the calories that you need. You're just going to be doing it in a smaller window, but you want to still make sure that you're eating healthy foods and you're not just splurging on everything and eating everything in the house. So most people do a 16-8 fast. And what that is you have an 8-hour eating window. So say noon to 8 is what a lot of people do. I personally do 11 to 7 because I find that I'm not as hungry in the evenings, but I get hungry in the mornings. So from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. is what's called my eating window. And at 11 a.m. I have my pink drink. And then at 11:30 I have a lean shake. And then at 7 p.m. I'm done for the night. outside of 11 to 7, the only things that I have are plain water or sparkling water without any flavoring in it. um Black coffee, no creamer, no collagen, nothing in your coffee, just plain black coffee. And you guys, I promise it gets easier. If you're struggling with the black coffee, it gets easier. Now even during my eating window, I'll drink black coffee sometimes, just because I like the taste of it now. And then the other thing that you're allowed to have is black tea. So black coffee, black tea. You can have iced tea as long as it's not sweet, no artificial sugars, nothing like that in there, and water. I know some people do what's called a dirty fast, where you can do like lemon in your water or cream in your sugar and things that don't necessarily spike your blood sugar levels. But personally, I haven't found as good of results as I have with just doing a clean fast, just water, black coffee, and black tea. So that's what works for me. Herbal tea is something that you can, as long as it doesn't have any like natural sugars or anything like that. Like some of the fruit teas that are herbal teas have some natural sugars in there. So you do want to check on that as well. So I'm going to turn this over to Steph and have her chat a little bit about that. And I'll answer any questions that I see in the chat as well. But thank y'all so much for listening. And let me find where Steph is. Or Steph, if you can unmute yourself, that would work too.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, so I'm really glad that you're here tonight. Thank you for allowing me the chance to just kind of share some education about the benefits of intermittent fasting. Raise your hand if you did our January challenge. Okay, I see a bunch of hands up. How's it going so far? Did you love it? Yes? Okay, awesome. So for those of you that are repeating this challenge and want to keep the momentum going with your results, you know the benefits of intermittent fasting. You have probably seen some detox. You've probably seen some weight loss, maybe some inflammation reduction, probably some better digestion. These are all amazing benefits that we can experience with intermittent fasting coupled with Plexus. They kind of are the perfect combination. We might have a reduction in blood glucose levels. That is obviously going to happen when you have slim. And then paired with the intermittent fasting, definitely blood sugar levels are in check. And this is so important for weight loss. And yes, as Janina said, like a lot of people use this for weight loss, but it's not only for weight loss. We can also experience enhanced immunity. Who needs better immune system during the winter? Everyone can benefit from this, even kids. And we can also experience blood pressure regulation, a difference in sugar cravings, carb cravings. And then also it's really good for brain health. And I think that's very underestimated. So some of the benefits that are my favorite that I tend to recognize that I see more as soon as I started intermittent fasting and with my clients and customers, they can feel their hormones rebalancing. Do you guys have that experience as well? Do you feel like your mood swings are definitely better, better sleep, your melatonin is setting in and your serotonin, happier moods? And then definitely because your body is relearning how to use your fat as fuel, that is where the weight loss happens. That's where the fat burning happens. Janina kind of touched on that. But I want to teach you guys a really simple method, whether you are not new to intermittent fasting or if this is brand new to you. This is something simple that I started a year ago. And it is, it's like one of those like spelling lessons in school where you know, I before E except after C, that kind of thing. It helps you remember. So it's the 0, 1, 2, 3 method. I want you to write it down. 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is your cheat sheet, okay? Whenever you are thinking about what you're gonna eat during the day, okay, I'm gonna break my fast, have a plan, okay? So 0 sugars. This is so hard to do, but you can do it. Challenge yourself. This is a challenge, right? 0 sugars, okay? That means when you're fasting, do not have anything with sugars. And then when you're feasting, try to limit your sugars. This does not mean having things that are labeled sugar-free, okay? The next thing for the number 1, so 0 sugars. One is have at least one salad a day. That doesn't mean fruit salad. It means healthy green salad. You can put anything you want in it, but challenge yourself to have one salad a day. The next thing is number 2 is have 2 cups of vegetables a day. That could be 1 cup with your lunch and 1 cup with your dinner. Or it could mean at dinner time, you're going to have 2 big cups of vegetables. They could be raw, they could be cooked, they could be steamed, fried, whatever, but have 2 cups of vegetables. I love my air fryer. Does anyone have an air fryer? Chop up those veggies, throw them in there with a little EO, some salt and pepper, easy peasy. My kids love them too. So easy and so, so good for you. And then the 3, what do you think the 3 is? 3 meals a day? No. 3 cups of water a day? No. We're going to need a lot more water than that. And I'll talk about that in a minute. 3 is do not have any food 3 hours before you go to sleep. So have a plan of when you're going to sleep. Have a plan of when you're going to close your feasting window. Don't cheat because you're just going to foil your results. And we really want you to get the best results ever. We really want you to challenge yourself because you can do it, I promise. And we're all living proof. If we've done the January challenge, we can tell you with confidence that you're going to rock the February challenge. And just stay committed to this, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3. Who's committed to the 0, 1, 2, 3 method? Think we can do it? I see hands. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so here are some tips for new people just starting out. Start with 12 hours and then graduate to 16 hours. You'll get really hungry if you just zap your body into, oh, I got this. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to I'm going to just hit the ground running cold turkey. I'm going to wake up the first day, 16 hours. You're going to get really hungry as you're taking your body from that really high insulin the night before. And then you're going to wake up and your body is going to be fighting with that insulin level. You're going to get hangry and you're probably going to give up. And we don't want you to do that. And then the next thing is it's really going to help you. It's really going to make you crave sugar if you're really hungry. That sugar craving is going to go through the roof because that's your body telling you like, oh my gosh, my blood sugar is going to crash and I'm used to it being really, really high. And then I'm coming down from digesting my food and it's going to try to rematch that high level. And we don't want that to happen because that leads to weight gain. And then avoid fasting teas. There's a lot of teas out there on the market. They probably have like hidden sugars in there and they're just not great. They're not worth the money. So use your Slim instead. The next thing is avoid making tiny meals throughout the day. I don't know if you're like me, but I was raised on the notion that it's really smart to have 3 meals a day and break up in between having like little snacks. So you have like a total of 6 small meals a day. Science says that's trash. Like we're not doing that anymore. That's like your mom's old diet. We're not doing that. Just because every time you put something in your mouth, even if it's not a candy bar, even if it's just like a health, like an apple, you are creating insulin, and insulin is the fat storing hormone. We don't want to store fat, right? So we want to make sure that our insulin stays balanced. This is why Slim is so important for all of us. And so if you have friends that are into this intermittent fasting thing and they're trying it out, you need to get them on Slim because it's going to improve their results so much more. They're not fighting against that insulin spike every time they eat. Your Slim is going to take a reading of where your insulin is at, and it's going to say, okay, I'm going to keep it this level all day. And that way, you're not storing fat. The next thing that I want to tell you guys about is Janina talked about this a little bit, but shifting your eating window and your closing your eating window at a earlier time in the day. And this is because in the evening, your body starts to like slow down your metabolism. So if you are in this for weight loss, you don't want to be closing your window at like 8 p.m. You want to go for more like 10 to 6 or 11 to 7 if you're in it for weight loss. Okay, so now I have some tips for losing belly fat specifically. So belly fat is hormonal fat. And that is why intermittent fasting is for you if you have a lot of belly fat to lose. Does anyone have like a mom pooch that they just really don't want to drag around anymore? Yeah. That's like a lot of us, right? So, okay, here's my top 10 tips. I'm going to try to go quickly because I know that we have other speakers that are going to come on. So, the first one, just said this, set the window earlier in the day if possible, because you're more insulin resistant in the evening. 11 to 7 is ideal. Number 2, set 3 hours before bed, which is what we talked about, the 0, 1, 2, 3 method. The next thing is a 16-hour fast. That is ideal. At the 16-hour mark, your fat burning begins, your glucose is depleted, and then you are starting to burn fat for fuel. And then also, here's another tip, working out at the 16-hour to 18-hour window. If you stretch your 16 hours and you think that you can do another 2 hours on top of that, working out at that time is going to give you huge fat burning boost. If you can handle it, try not to do like a lot of cardio where you're like bending down and getting lightheaded. It's not the best. But walking, I'm going to get to that. Sleep. Ding, 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 ding. Listen to this part. People that are in this for weight loss, specifically for belly fat, you are going to create way more cortisol if you are tired. If you are not getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, and I'm talking to myself here, I do not get that much sleep. If you're not getting that much sleep, you are fighting against yourself, and really you're going to mess up your results a little bit. If you really want the results that you're after, try to force yourself to go to sleep and get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Just to avoid the cortisol, the stress levels, because cortisol creates belly fat. Next thing is no alcohol while fasting. Alcohol has sugar in it. It's going to break your fast. No energy drinks while fasting. Again, same thing. Even if it's a sugar-free one, it's going to break your fast. Protein, fat, and fiber when feasting, especially when you break your fast. So your first meal after you have that the slim breaks the fast, and then you're going to have a plan for what your meal is going to be. And you're going to want to focus on 20 grams of protein and fat and a little fiber to start breaking down the food and again, turning on that fat burning. Apple cider vinegar, try to have 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon a day. You can dilute it in some of your water. And again, you're going to be going after your water goal every day, half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 160, you want 80 ounces of water a day. Separate that into like 10 ounces, 8 or 10 ounces of water. Drop a little apple cider vinegar in there. You can squeeze lemon into it. Lemon will not break your fast. You can do this while you're fasting. There's no sugar in it. And this is not going to affect the glycemic index. So go ahead and chug it and you will feel so much better. It's going to burn fat. It's going to cleanse your skin. It's going to be amazing for you. And then also try a walk during fasting. And it's even better if you can get a walk in outside, because the wind and the elements outside are going to release negative ions. And this decreases cortisol or stress. And then the last thing is limiting caffeine. So no caffeine after 2 p.m. How are we doing? Good? Did I go too fast? Okay, good. The last thing I want to say, let me just make sure I said break your fast with protein, 20 grams per meal. Why use slim? It keeps the insulin in check to free up the fatty acids so that your body uses the fat for fuel rather than storing it for fat. I think we went over that. And then I have 10 foods that keep you full and reduce cravings. Do you want to hear those real quick? Okay, eggs, chia seeds, olives, avocado, cashews or nuts. Try to keep them unroasted. Salted is okay, but no flavoring, like when they put sugar and whatever. Animal proteins, so really good quality grass-fed animal proteins. Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, those two are okay. Coconut cream or coconut butter. Aged cheeses like Parmesan or cheddar. Sharp cheddar is so amazing during fasting. Coconut flakes, unsweetened coconut flakes. That was the 10th one. Okay. 5 things to avoid, and that's the last thing I'm going to cover. Again, there's so much that we could cover, but like this is just the basics, and then we're going to have all of the information that you will ever need to really get the best results on our group. So stay tuned. We're going to have posts every single day that will just teach you more about this so that you feel confident in what you're doing instead of kind of wondering like, can I eat this? Can I, just relax and go day by day, take it day by day. So 5 things to avoid: fruit juices. So I don't know if you have a juicer at home. Juicing was like a huge trend. It's okay to have fruit juices, but it's even better to have green juices. And if you're gonna have a green juice like kale, hello, like juiced kale doesn't taste that great. So most of the time we wanna like throw an apple in there or throw some pineapple in there, but it's just gonna spike up the sugar content. And there's like 20 to 30 grams of glucose in there. It's just not worth it because it spikes your insulin. And we know that spiking insulin causes fat storage. And also like those fruit juices strip off all the fibers, and fiber, like I said before, is really, really important. Honey, try to avoid honey if you can. There are some health benefits to it, but it is very carb heavy. And for those that are doing keto or low carb, you want to avoid honey. It has 2 types of sugar in it, fructose and glucose, and both of them raise insulin. Oh, and then also, this is a really interesting fact I learned. It drives up the creation of new fat. I never knew that. I always thought that like honey was like super healthy, and it's touted as like, oh, well, don't use white sugar, just use honey. But it actually drives up the creation of new fat, and I never knew that. Avocado toast. I know some of you are going to be like, what? I hate you. Don't say that. Avocado toast for life. But no, it's the bread in it is really, really high glycemic index. So if you really love avocado and you want to have it still, which it's very, very good. It's one on the list of like the top 10 foods for doing this the right way. Change out the toast to egg. So like cook your egg, make it like nice and flat, and then just drop some avocado and roll it up. Whole grain breakfast foods, like cereals that say whole grain, it's like heart healthy, all of that stuff. That is like a fake health food. So try to avoid that if you can. They're very low in protein and fat, and those are the 2 ingredients that we really want to look for. And it doesn't make you feel full. So after you have like a bowl of cereal, you're just going to be like hangry and like looking around. And so you're going to snack, and snacking is like the opposite of what we want to do. We want to have really full meals when we're eating so that satiety is reached and we're not looking around and rooting for food. Because if you don't eat enough during your feasting window, you're going to be hungry later, and you're probably going to break your fast accidentally, or, it's going to be really, really hard for you not to. And then low fat yogurt, anything that says low fat, just standard rule, is going to be not so great because it removes the fat that you need to feel full. And they usually fill it up with sugar instead. If you want yogurt, which it's really good, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, just make sure you get the full fat version. So that's all I have for you. I mean, I have a lot more here, but other people have to talk. So Tabitha is next.
Hey everybody, it's so good to see you. I was really honored when Jen asked me to share with you guys a little bit of my experience. So I was taking notes like crazy. I have 2 full pages of notes, and I thought I listened really well to Steph's talk last time before I started the January challenge to get notes from that. But I have learned so much, and I am really excited to implement them for February, because I just have to let you know, at some point in this fasting for January was down 11 pounds. For some reason, the scale hates me this week and is telling me I gained 1 or 2 of those pounds back. I did weigh myself, go to the bathroom, came back and lost a whole pound. So I don't know. I think my scale is just kind of playing tricks on me. But anyway, I'm really excited about the fact that I did have that type of progress this month, because I've been doing intermittent fasting since May of last year, because I heard about it and I thought it was really cool. And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I was raised in a Baptist church. And so when I thought about fasting, it was really like, okay, deprive yourself of food for like 3 to 7 days and pray and ask God to bless something. And so to me, it really was a correlation between depriving my body of food in order to get an answer from God. And so I did have a misconception about it. And I was hearing more and about it, and I told friends, and they're like, well, honestly, if the Bible does talk about fasting, if you think about it, then it really is a good thing. And what clicked with me the most was, if God says it's good, then that means it's healthy for you. So then understand the science behind it. I don't like to research, but I love to hear what people have researched. So that's why I'm loving these challenges, because I'm able to listen to people who really like the science of it. And it's encouraging more to look into the details behind it for myself. So the group was huge for me, because not only do I have friends in the group, but I'm also seeing everyone else's success, and it's really pushing me to do the right things. And some of the mistakes I made by doing the fasting is that, like, I immediately heard you can eat whatever you want in your feasting hours, but when you're fasting, then just fast and have a clean fast. So I was cramming in all of my chocolate cravings and my cookies and my fruit and my this and my that and my juices, like she was talking about tonight. And I wasn't seeing a lot of progress. I did see a ton of energy, so I loved that. And that's why I've continued since May, but I'm learning to do it a lot more properly. And so by doing it in January, for the last 2 weeks, I've been drinking a gallon of water a day, which is huge. I'm loving that, because it does, understanding that our bodies misunderstand dehydration for hunger pains. We just feel like we're understanding our bodies, and we give ourselves food instead of drinking first. By making myself drink first, I have been able to see that, okay, I really didn't need the food. I honestly didn't need it. And I've been doing 18-6. So I fast for 18 hours, and I eat for 6 hours. And really, by the time 5 o'clock runs around, since I don't do a lot of snacking and I just eat until I'm satisfied, and then I'm getting in my gallon of water throughout the day, I really am just eating like 2 meals, because I break my fast at 1 with my Slim, and then around 1:30, 2 o'clock, I have my protein shake with either avocado and cauliflower and bananas, or just my protein shake. And I get Califia, I don't know, maybe Steph will shoot me, but I get the Califia almond based like mocha coffees. It says no sugar, so I should probably read the label, but it's just a fun treat for me to be able to have something that is a little sweet, but then I have my protein in it. And I don't do that every single day. Some days I'm just feeling like, okay, this is a healthier way to get in some type of sweet, because my sweet tooth is really intense. So my favorite thing about doing this in January has been the mental battle. Well, I guess since May has just been the mental battle and the victory over food, because I have had very bad um, body image issues since I was a little girl. I mean, I was teased since I was 11 that I had a belly, and I was this and I was that, and I was on the Atkins diet on my 12th birthday. I remember that. So I just had a very unhealthy relationship with food. And so then it became my coping mechanism, and I became a closeted binge eater, and I want to have victory over that. Like, I want to have a sense of security and pride in the fact that behind closed doors, I'm having victories with this, and I am seeing success, and I am free of the battle I've had in my brain of like food, 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 food. Cause literally, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but those of you who understand this, like, it is rough when all you're thinking about is what your next food is, because then it creates this sense of hunger, and it's a false sense of hunger that you don't really need. So drink your water first. You're going to have liberty in this. Like, it is challenging your body to get away from things, but stepping away from more of the sugars. And my face is clearing up. I have makeup on right now, but I had some really bad stress acne in the last year. And this month I am with the face wash and doing a very, very religious routine with my Joyum products. I am starting to see even the scarring going away. I'm not waking up with like 15 new pimples on my face. So I'm really excited. And I know that's associated to sugar. So I cannot wait to get the rest of these things implemented for February and see even more weight loss. And then the workout tip is my favorite, because knowing that, like, to work out at the 16-hour mark, I still have 2 hours of working out, of not eating. I'm going to do that trick. So I hope some of this encouraged you to make February even stronger for you, because if you do listen to the tips and you are in the group and you have the encouragement of, what is it, like 4.8 thousand people doing this with you, it's so much fun. So I'm excited for February. Jen, I think you're next, right?
Yeah, I'm going to close us out by just giving you a little bit of a recap. So if you did the January challenge, you still need to pay your $5 to participate in the February challenge, strictly because that's how we get the prizes. We know none of us are making money off of this. It's just so that you can win big for the hard work that you put into this. So I want to share with you just really quick. I tried to do intermittent fasting 18/6, just what Tabitha shared, 18 hours of fasting, 6 hours of eating. And I did this last summer. And I did feel like my clothes felt a little looser, but I'm gonna be honest, for me, I was hungry. I was always hungry. And like the minute that my fast would break, that I didn't understand the importance of what I used to break my fast. So I want to make sure that when you go into this, that this truly is a partnership between intermittent fasting and Plexus products. And the reason for that is I would go in my kitchen, open the cabinets. I'd be like, "Rrr," like just eating stuff because I was like, I'm not denying myself. I'm just delaying when I eat. And so I was just eating what I wanted. I'm like, yay, I don't have to diet. And I didn't gain, so yay. But I will tell you, I didn't have the results that I've had this month. Now, shame on me. I didn't take measurements, but my body is changing and it's changing so fast. And here's what I'm doing. And I want to make sure that you guys are all clear. First, choose your window. Think about your lifestyle. Think about what you have committed to do during the day. Think about everything in your life and decide what your window will be for February. Then commit to breaking your fast with the Slim. Make the Slim. Now I take the Slim and I mix it with the Active because I just like the taste of it better. Active is our natural turmeric filled energy drink. I put those two together and I break my fast. Now this isn't a meal, but it is what's getting your insulin set for what we want it to be for that eating window. Then I go on and I might have what Steph was talking about. I might have an amazing salad with everything but the kitchen sink in it and all sorts of deliciousness. Or I might just have like leftovers from the night before. Or I'll make a protein shake. So if you have the lean, we have chocolate, we have vanilla. You can make some of the best smoothies ever. We'll have some recipes for you on the page. And then finally, I'll tell you this. This is the MetaBurn that Janina was talking about. So MetaBurn, as long as you can have caffeine, this may be what you want to invest in. This is something that helps you with physical and emotional stress, but it's also going to help you burn fat and increase your metabolism. It's not going to make you feel jittery. This is something that people are having great results on. For this challenge in February, for myself personally, I'm going to commit wholeheartedly to taking the balance. I'm very inconsistent with it. Balance is something that helps with digestion of carbs. And so I want to help my body and support my body through that. I'm encouraged by my results and I'm encouraged by the results of the people on the page. I can't wait to be able to tell you the total numbers. But if you're on here and you're wondering if you should participate, remember this. This is not high school girls saying, I need to wear my swimsuit and I'm not going to eat and yay. No, this is about strong bodies, hormone balanced bodies. This is about you saying, I own you, food, you don't own me. This is about a partnership between gut health and really healthy living, and you'll have the support of an amazing community. So go order your products that you're going to use so you get them in time, pay your $5, and then sit back and watch all of the announcements of who has won the prizes from January. I think that will encourage you to stay the course. Thanks again to Janina, Steph, and Tabitha. You were all amazing. And I believe for amazing results for each one of you because you're worth it. And we will see you on February 8th with our brand new Drop It Challenge. Good night, everybody.